So we got some pretty interesting news for you guys, including a potential beta for the new Lord of the Rings MMO from Amazon, Shadowlands finally released with its first level 60 player, and a crossover event with Milla Jovovich with Monster Hunter World is on its way. Hello everyone, my name is Solomon SK for Coffee and RPGs, where we cover the latest news, trends, and updates for the MMO and RPG gaming genre. We do have a lot of articles to cover, so if you guys got your coffee ready, let's go over them together. Cheers to you guys.
Consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification right next to it. Thank you!
So let's go ahead and kick things off with a few articles from massivelyop.com. The first article here involves the financial report from NCSoft, but particularly when it comes to Guild Wars 2. And as it says here, Guild Wars 2 just had its best revenue quarter in 2 years. And to me, that is very welcome news, considering that Guild Wars 2 was supposed to go into maintenance mode a few years ago, but for whatever reason, new life was breathed into the game, or breathed, or breathed it, or whatever, however the term goes. And it goes on to read here that it had its best showing since third quarter of 2018. We assume this is owing largely to the formal announcement of End of Dragons and its nostalgia-driven content from the past summer. But overall, NCSoft seems to be doing really well, as it says here that NCSoft's revenue is up by almost half year over year with a 9% increase quarter to quarter. Now, I know a lot of you are playing some of the games under NCSoft's catalog, and some of them may not seem to be doing too incredibly well. Unfortunately, the game that comes to my mind is Blade and Soul. But if you want to go ahead and take a look at the report yourself, the links will be down in the pinned comment section below. And all in all, I don't think you have too much to worry for a shutdown of your particular favorite NCSoft game. And really quick, I just wanted to go over this article here because I truly believe that regardless of whether you like it or not, this is going to be the future for a lot of the games that we play. And the article says here that Destiny 2 announces SMS verification to access certain activities, a charity live stream, and world first raid clears. And the reason why they're making you link your cell phone number to the account is because basically there's just too many people making throwaway accounts for illegitimate uses, let's just put it this way. And so to kind of curve that, they just want to make sure that you are a real person. And to all you financial savvy people out there, we got another article here that says Roblox goes public on the stock market with an IPO filing, confirms it's operating at a loss. And the amount of money they are losing is kind of mind-blowing, to be honest. So if you have your Robinhood app on your phone, you could definitely check them out at RBLX. But it does go on to say that going public on the stock market, the filing has unveiled a number of financial details. Roblox has been experiencing net losses for those past 3 years, with a loss of 86 million in 2019 and currently 203 million for the 9 months ending in September 30th of 2020. That's just insane to me, because in the previous sentences before that, they say that they made not profit, but they made 589 million for the same amount of time of those 9 months, but they still came up short just over 200 million. And wow, that... But it does go on to say that still, there's no reason to panic, as VentureBeat points out that Unity's IPO managed to raise over $1 billion this past fall in spite of losing money, and its stock value just keeps increasing. And in their next article, it says that Dual Universe makes a permanent destruction a thing to aid the economy. I will have to admit, this has me a little excited because I'm very interested on where the whole open world, or in this case, open space or universe or galaxy, sandbox RPGs are going these days. I think permanent destruction definitely gives the game a sense of realism, but there definitely seems to be a balance that they are going to try to issue here, as it says here that the studio allows for, or if the studio allows for, indefinite reconstruction, the economy takes a hit because demand for materials will plummet. But if the studio goes full on perma destruction, then players will get grumpy and their hard work vanishes during a PvP ambush. So what's the solution? Well, in this case, they are going to allow for a limited reconstruction. For example, 3 times for an engine and 5 times for a container. Once an element has hit its maximum amount of restores, it is destroyed and cannot be repaired anymore. Now, I generally don't look at the comment section of most articles, but this one actually did make a fair point in my opinion. And it says that all you're doing is making Griefer's job a tiny bit longer, blow it up, rebuild it, blow it up again, rebuild it again, and then you blow it up and then you leave the game. But at the same time, we don't know how they will implement this sort of system. Maybe the griefers will have a punishment to their account or the player such that it will prevent them from constantly griefing other players out there. I don't know. So at the end of the day, this is a fair point, but we don't know the entire story yet, in my opinion. But I'm very interested nonetheless, because as far as I could tell, there really hasn't been any online games or MMO that implements such gameplay on a massive scale, maybe with the exception of EVE Online. So, and to all you Star Wars The Old Republic fans out there, all 5 of you, including myself, although admittedly I haven't touched a game in a while, it says that Star Wars The Old Republic teases the ominous story of game update 6.2 Echoes of Oblivion. And yes, this is the update where it will continue off in the main storyline, as it says here that Jedi, excuse me, wow, it's been too long. Jedi Kira Carson and Sith Lord Scourge finally found the ship carrying Satele, and her students joined them and other allies in uncovering the mystery behind the disappearance of the ship. And if I remember correctly, I believe they're in some sort of eternal sleep or some sort of slumber that they can't wake out of. And so I'm kind of looking forward to this, actually. It's been a while, and so I'll jump in and let me know what you're excited about in this update in the comment section below. And next we head on over to MMORPG.com for a few articles, and the first one here says that Amazon's Lord of the Rings MMO production schedule slates open beta for 2023. I know, a long ways from now, but I thought it'd still be worth covering anyways, just because we haven't had a whole lot of information, if any. Well, how do we know this information? Well, the article does continue on saying that it was first spotted by WCCFtech.com. Documents surrounding Tencent's buyout of Lei Yu detail the production plans by Amazon Game Studios, giving a timeline for phases of the MMO's development. As such, the team hopes to have a playable prototype by June of 2021, a closed beta by the end of September of the following year, with an open beta slated for January of 2023. But again, this is just a rough outline of things to come. Nothing is really set in stones. A lot of things could happen in the meantime, but it's good to know that they're still working on the game. And as you guys already know, especially if you are an MMO fan, Shadowlands finally came out a few days ago, and it seems to have a pretty fluid release compared to some of the other releases in the past. And in their next article, it says here that Shadowlands has its world first, level 60 player that just hit it within 3 hours into the expansion's launch. And if you are curious, it was done by a player by the name of Monkey Lol, and he's from a European server called Al-Lakir? Man, you guys already know I'm terrible with names, so I do apologize. But he does seem to be a Twitch streamer himself, so if you're curious about what it looks like and what's his antics and how he did it, you definitely check out the links down in the comment section below to take a look for yourself. And in their next article, it says that check out some Elyon's dungeon gameplay from GStar 2020. I'm not going to be covering a whole lot with this one, considering you could actually take a look at the stream itself, but do know that the entire stream is in Korean and doesn't have any subtitles. But if you are curious about just the overall way the game looks and feels, the fight mechanics and all that kind of stuff, definitely check out the stream. I did enjoy it for the most part from what I saw so far, but I'm still going to be honest with you, I'm a little disappointed that they kind of took out some of the steampunk elements of the MMO, because for me, that was one of the primary reasons why I was so excited about the MMO in the first place, because as far as I can tell, we actually don't have any steampunk MMOs, if any. But if you guys know of any, let me know down in the comment section below what I'm missing out on. And for the last MMORPG.com article for the day, it says here that Blue Protocol teases a new zone, Salamzart Oasis? Well, anyways, you get the idea. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I really don't have anything else to say other than the fact that their official Twitter handle here posted some pretty cool images, screenshots of the game, and I wish there was more I could tell you, but that's it. So I guess any news is still better than no news, I suppose, but moving on. Next, we got a few articles from GameRant.com, and the first one here says that Baldur's Gate 3 patch will break existing saves, unfortunately. And what's the reason? Well, basically, they have to make some changes to the story, and so I don't think you could retroactively go back or anything like that. So yeah, it just breaks the save file, so you're gonna have to start from scratch again, unfortunately. And in their next article, it says that fans think a Grand Theft Auto 6 teaser is hidden in the latest GTA Online trailer. And it goes on to read that a trailer for a new GTA Online was released, but a lot of keen observers noticed what were ultimately It says GPC, but I think they meant GPS, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, there was coordinates in the trailer. And when plugged into Google Maps, these coordinates pointed to a dirt road somewhere in the woods of the United States, particularly in Virginia. So boom, here it is. Here's your definitive proof that GTA 6 is confirmed. You could totally see the V and the I right next to it in Roman numeral letters, which obviously is 6. If you need it pointed out to you, here's another one where somebody actually draws in the letters. I'm obviously just joking around. I mean, it could mean something, maybe not, maybe so, who knows. But I think what's more substantial, the article does go on to say that back in August, a Reddit user going by the name of Computer Guy uncovered the news that the owner of Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, had registered two domain names, GTA VI and GTA Vice City Online, the setting for 2002's GTA Vice City. And lastly, let's go ahead and cover some of the articles from PCGamer.com, and the first one here says that V and Jackie drive a crappy car to the big city in a new Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay video. So when it comes to the particulars, it does showcase nearly 7 minutes of action from the early stages of the Nomad life path. I really do find that life path really appealing, that in corpo admittedly, but the real reason behind this footage release was to showcase the gameplay off on the PlayStation Pro and PlayStation 5 consoles, and admittedly it looks pretty awesome, but I'll definitely be playing on the PC, which is obviously superior. And in their next article, as I mentioned earlier, it says here that movie crossover begins. Milla Jovovich to Monster Hunter World Iceborne as a playable character. If you didn't know already, yes, they are making a movie based on the Monster Hunter franchise, and so they're putting somebody who looks really very similar to her in the game as well. So yes, this movie is finally going to be coming out in December. Yes, this December, not next year December. And she actually voices the character herself, which I think is pretty cool. And yes, we are going to once again talk about the video game that either you really love or really hate. I still happen to really love it, but anyways, it goes on to say in their next article that Star Citizen is adding another development studio, and it goes on to read that Star Citizen, the MMO that never ends, and yeah, I do agree with that, is adding a new studio to its development pipeline. Canadian company Turbulent, which Cloud Imperium Games acquired a minority stake in last year, is launching a new operation based out of Montreal, dedicating to creating new features, locations, and entire star systems that will be added to the game on an ongoing basis. And in their next article, it says that Fallout 76 Steel Dawn expansion gets a surprise early launch, and yeah, surprise is the key word. Generally, when you think of Fallout 76, there's not a whole lot of people out there that have very good memories or things to say about the game, unfortunately, but they did a pretty good solid this time around, as the expansion was supposed to be released on December 1st, but it's out right now, a week early. And that wraps up today's episode of MMO and RPG news, updates, and commentary. I really do appreciate it if you made it with me so far, and if you feel as though I have earned your subscription, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification icon right next to it. Anyways, everyone, I will finally let you guys go. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.